Hello everyone. Welcome back to Weekly Korean Live class and my name is Keijun. 안녕하세요, 케이준입니다. And 안녕하세요, 침침입니다. Yes, it's Korean learning time. Yay! Thank you very much for joining today's class too. It's an exciting Thursday because we have Korean class. And 안녕하세요, 프락티샤 and 네이트, 크리스 and 코아티. 코아티 is working hard, I see. Okay, great. And also on Facebook too. Thank you very much. And Instagram people too. Everyone watching this, welcome. It's a Korean learning time. So let's talk about something Korean today. Today's topic is for Facebook and YouTube people can see this. Korean phrases to keep conversations going. Yes, this topic will be very, very useful when you have a conversation with Korean people in Korean. Before this, as usual, I have announcement, right? Do you see the banner below? Banner? Yes. So now we are doing 31% off deal. So this is Valentine's special. So if you want to join the Korean class 101, Korean class 101 with 31% off discount, check out the link in the description. You will be able to join our learning course at this great deal. So please check out the link in the description. And 쿠미맨스 안녕하세요. Okay. Kailon and Rinnada as usual. Hello, Doobie, T-Boy, J Honey, awesome. Are you ready to learn today's lesson? Ready? Okay, great. So let me show you the screen again. Korean phrases to keep conversations going. By the way, today I prepared some phrases and plus some grammar. So if you are interested in learning Korean grammar, perfect. Perfect. You are at a perfect place. Okay, let's go. The first phrases I have is 그래요? 그래요? It means oh, is that so? Oh. By the way, Korean people use at the beginning of the phrases, beginning of the sentence very commonly. It means nothing. But very naturally, unconsciously, unconsciously, we use before the sentence. For example, 안녕하세요. Oh, hello. Or 감사합니다. Oh, thank you. Oops, sorry. 죄송합니다. Or is this yours? Is this your pen? 네. So we use very often. And it means nothing. Just before the sentence, Korean people habitually put this sound. Nate, exactly. 그래요? So 그래요 also means is that so? But it's not asking something. It's just like, oh, I'm listening, I'm reacting to you. So please keep going. I'm listening. So if the person hear 그래요, then they think, okay, so I can keep talking. I can keep talking and going. I keep talking. 그래요? Next phrase that I have is 어떻게 생각하세요? 어떻게 생각하세요? 어떻게 생각하세요? 어떻게 literally means how. 생각하세요 means think or do you think. So 어떻게 생각하세요 means how do you think? But in English it's better to say what do you think, right? What do you think? In Korean it's more like how do you think? How do you think? 어떻게 생각하세요? So when people say something and you talk about something too, and then you can ask their opinion. 어떻게 생각하세요? Then they will keep sharing their thoughts, opinions, the conversation will go. It's like a verbal phrase. Marlena, that's right. Essie the Great, 안녕하세요. Also this one, 그렇죠? 그렇죠 means, yes, it means right. 그렇죠? Right? 그렇죠? But usually 그렇죠 is used when you say something. So for example, the weather is great. 그렇죠? 오늘 날씨 좋아요. 그렇죠? The weather is great, right? So 그렇죠 is used when after your sentence. and 수란나파 TV 안녕하세요. And the next phrase is, so what happened next? 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? 그래서 so 어떻게 how 됐어요 means become. So 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? Literally means so how that become. How did it become? How did it change? Or what happened next? 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? So when people are talking, you know, I went to the supermarket and I met BTS. You're like, 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? So what happened next? 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? So when you react like this, the person is like, oh, this person is listening to me. So the person keep talking. Okay. 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? 그래서 어떻게 됐어요? Okay, great. And by the way, if you have a Korean keyboard, please keep writing in Korean so you can practice Korean phrases. And if you write in Korean, that way you can remember the Korean phrases even longer. Okay, Jay, 안녕하세요. And next phrases we have is something 알아요? Now you want to talk about something. You want to lead a conversation because Chimchim and I are now talking and we don't know what to say. But I want to keep the conversation going. So I'm changing the topic and I say, do you know BTS? Do you know 방탄소년단 알아요? 방탄소년단 알아요? Or you want to talk about some traditional Korean clothes. Traditional Korean clothes is called 한복. Han from Korea. 복 means clothes. So 한복 Korean clothes. Do you know 한복? And then you can talk about something. 한복. So you put noun here before 알아요. Noun. 한복. Or do you know Samsung, the Korean company? So you put noun and say 알아요. And now let's talk about some grammar since we have many viewers right now. So 는 거 알아요. So you sometimes talk about something you already know, like, do you know it will snow tomorrow? Do you know it will snow tomorrow? So in English it's very simple. You just put do you know, you just say do you know, and put that and it snows. You just put do you know plus a sentence, right? Do you know and sentence. Do you know it will snow tomorrow? Do you know Korea is cold? Do you know Chim likes eating apple? Do you know I'm busy? Because now I'm doing a Korean class, so I'm busy. So just like this, in English you say do you know and put sentence. In Korean you can do not exactly the same, but you can do a similar thing. How? 짠, you use this grammar. 니은 는다는 거 알아요? 니은 는다는 거 알아요? So let's see the conjugation. So for example, actually there are 3 different conjugation. 짜자잔. So 다는 거 알아요? 는 거 알아요? So there are three different ways to conjugate it. 는다는 거 알아요? First, when there is an adjective. For example, do you know 침침 is cute? Cute is an adjective, right? Cute is adjective. Do you know how to say cute in Korean? Cute, cute. Oh, learn Japanese. Thank you very much for your donation. And now I'm teaching Korean and you want people to learn Japanese too? Thank you very much for your donation anyway. Okay, so first, if there is an adjective, you use this. 다는 거 알아요? 짠, let me put it here. Adjective stem plus 다는 거 알아요? For example, what is cute? 오, 이블링 아주자 프라티샤 라바두 and 찰님마. Good job. Cute in Korean is 귀엽다. Now, what is the adjective stem here? Adjective stem? Well, just remove 다. Korean verb and adjective always end with 다. That's right, they end with 다. So just remove 다. So you only have 귀엽, which is stem. So adjective stem plus just this. 귀엽다는 거 알아요? Do you know something is cute or is something? If you want some subject, you can put it with 이 and 가. You know, subject marking particle. 침침이가 귀엽다는 거 알아요? Do you know 침침 is cute? Look, 침침 is so cute. 침침 is so cute. 침침이가 귀엽다는 거 알아요? How about this? 침침 is pretty. Do you know how to say pretty? Pretty in Korean is 예쁘다. Oops. 예쁘다. Now, let's get the stem. What is the stem here? Remove 다. Then you have 예쁘. 예쁘 is the stem. So 예쁘 plus 다는 거 알아요? Do you know 침침 is pretty? So when you use adjective, you just use the dictionary form directly. You use the stem plus 다, but the original dictionary form is already 귀엽다, right? So if you think it's difficult to memorize it, just use the dictionary form directly. 다 는 거 알아요? 는 거 알아요? 알아요 means do you know? And 는 거 is something like that. That in English, like do you know that something? 침침이가 귀엽다는 거 알아요? Okay, great. So adjective is pretty simple. But then, what about verb? That's right, we have the verb. And here, we use verb stem here. Verb stem. This one too. For verb, we use either, 다, 다, or 는다. Oh, Miss Hemi loves K-pop. Thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for making learning Korean fun. Thank you very much for learning with me too. I'm so moved for your support. Miss Hemi loves K-pop. She's studying very hard, joining the class every week. Thank you. Okay, so for verb stem, there are two different ways. 응다 or 는다. Do you know when to use 응다 and when to use 는다? Do you know? So for example, let's see. Let me show you an example. We have the verb 오다 meaning to come. Maybe someone is visiting Korea. Let's see, who's the popular people these days? Popular foreigner. Brad Pitt. Okay, Brad Pitt. Do you know Brad Pitt is coming to Korea? 오다, 오다. So now I want to say, do you know Brad Pitt is coming to Korea? So I need to conjugate the verb with something, one of these. And I use this. Verb stem plus this. So for example, what is the verb stem? Again, just remove 다. Oh, so simple. 따라라라란. So simple. 오, 오. Now I need to conjugate with this. So 온다는 거 알아요? By the way, this become one word because there is only one consonant, and one consonant goes to below, under the vowel, like this. So when the verb stem end with vowel, then you use 다는 거 알아요? 니은다는 거 알아요? 니은. You put 니은 below the vowel. Automatically consonant 는다는 거 알아요? So for example, now I want to use the verb 닫다. 닫다 means to close. You close the door or they close the shop. So 닫다. What's the verb stem? Verb stem? 닫 is the verb stem. It ends with consonant, so I'm using 는다는 거 알아요? 는다는 거 알아요? Like this. 는다는 거 알아요? 닫는다는 거 알아요? So does it make sense? So let's try another verb. 달리다. Do you know 달리다? 달리다, it means to run. 축축축축축. 달리다. Can you conjugate with 달리다 with this? So do you know someone runs every morning? 달리다. Let's see. First, I need to get the stem, verb stem. What's the verb stem? Remove 다. And now I have 달리 only. 달리, 이. It ended with vowel. Yes, so I want to conjugate with this. 짠. But again, this become one letter. It only has a consonant sound, so it goes below, under the vowel sound. Like 린. 달린다는 거 알아요? Do you know he or she runs? Now I want to say 침침이가 달린다는 거 알아요? Do you know 침침 runs? Now I want to say, do you know 침침 runs every morning? 매일 morning 아침. 매일 아침 침침이가 달린다는 거 알아요? Do you know 침침 runs every morning? It's simple, right? 코아티, that's a very, very smart sentence. 꿈을 꾸다. That's a great sentence too. Let's look at 코아티's example. Do you know the word 꿈을 꾸다? 꿈을 꾸다, it means to dream. 꿈 is a noun meaning dream. And 을 particle, object marking particle, and 꾸다 means you dream. It's a verb. So in English, you just say I dream about something, but in Korean, we say we dream a dream about something. we dream a dream about something. This is how Korean people say. So 꿈을 꾸다 just means to dream. 꿈을 꾸다. And let's say, what do we dream? Oh, let's dream about strawberry. Strawberry, because spring is coming and I love strawberry. It's so delicious. By the way, Korean strawberry is very good. It's sweet. 딸기 꿈을 꾸다. 딸기 꿈을 꾸다. So you dream about strawberry. So let's conjugate it. 꿈을 First I remove 다, right? 다. And then 꾸. The verb stem end with vowel, so now I just need to conjugate with this. 짠, and I put this under the vowel sound as in 꾼. So, for example, let's say 침침 dreams about strawberry. 침침이가 딸기 꿈을 꾼다는 거 알아요? Quality, that's right. Korean strawberries are awesome. Korean strawberry is very sweet. Really, please try. 침침이가 딸기 꿈을 꾼다는 거 알아요? Now, Pallavi, you like strawberry too? Me too. I love strawberry. Korean strawberries are very sweet. So please try it. And when I traveled to other countries, I was also surprised to see lots of Korean strawberries in other countries too. Korean export them too. And let's see this. 먹다. Now I want to say 먹다. But what should he eat? Let's talk about another fruit. How about 수박을 먹다. 수박 means watermelon. 수박을 먹다 means to eat a watermelon. 수박을 먹다 is summer fruits. Since we did the popular spring fruits, we talk about popular spring fruits, which is 딸기, strawberry. Let's talk about one of the most popular summer fruits, 수박 in Korea. So 수박을 먹다. So 수박을 먹다. Now I want to say every summer. 매년 여름 means every 여름. 매년 여름 수박을 먹다 means every summer, or you can also say 매 여름마다 means also okay. 매년 means every year summer, or 여름마다 means just every summer. 여름마다 수박을 먹는다. Who eats? Koreans, 한국인들이. So Koreans eat watermelon every summer. This is Korean word order. I'm trying to make the sentence longer and longer for you to practice. So now let's conjugate it. So 먹다. Okay, again, Korean verb end with 다. When you see the plain form, dictionary form, remove 다. 따라란. Remove 다. So now let's see 먹. It ended with consonant, so I conjugate with this. See, now you know how to make the sentence very long. very long. 한국인들이 여름마다 수박을 먹는다는 거 알아요? 한국인들이 여름마다 수박을 먹는다는 거 알아요? It means do you know that Koreans eat watermelon every summer? Do you know Koreans eat watermelon every summer? 치딘마, you want to eat watermelon? Me too. It's not the season yet. So I can't eat it right now, but yes, watermelon. So the conjugation is not so difficult, right? Not so difficult, right? Okay. So let's look at the next phrase. 짜자자잔. 는다는 얘기 들었어요? This use exactly same grammar structure. Yes, exactly same grammar structure. So 는다는 얘기 들었어요? 얘기 literally means a story. 들었어요 means did you hear is a past form of 듣다, meaning to listen or to hear. So 얘기 들었어요 literally means did you hear a story that blah blah blah. So for example, did you hear that IU is a popular Korean singer. IU is releasing her new album. Just like that in English, you just say, did you hear that? Plus a sentence, right? Sentence. Yes. Sentence. And in Korean, we have to conjugate the verb. We can just say the full sentence plus the last verb should be conjugated with this 다 는다는 얘기 들었어요. Again, 얘기 들었어요 means did you hear? And that is kind of like 다 는다. So let's say let's use this phrase 앨범을 내다. 앨범을 내다 means to release a new album. Release an album. For example, IU, the popular Korean singer, can release an album, right? 앨범을 내다. Now I want to conjugate it with 다는 얘기 들었어요. Which one should I conjugate? 다 or or 는다? Anyone know? So let's see. Is 내다 an adjective or a verb? To release is a verb or adjective? In English, that's a verb, right? Same in Korean too. That's a verb. So since it's a verb, we have to choose either or 는다. We have to choose. Nate, the structure is pretty similar to English, right? It's very similar. That's why it's not so hard. So since it's not adjective, I have to choose 니은 or 은다. Which one should I choose? Let's see. Let's remove the 다. So let's see the verb stem only. 네. 네. It ended with vowel. Since I use vowel, I have to conjugate it with this and say this. 앨범을 낸다는 얘기 들었어요? So it means, did you hear that? Blah blah. Someone, I didn't mention the subject, so I don't know, but he or she released an album. But now I want to say the specific person. IU가. Again, IU is a popular Korean singer. IU가 앨범을 낸다는 얘기 들었어요? Did you hear that? IU released an album? So 다 just like this. 짠. Let me copy it here too for you. Adjective. 다는 얘기 들었어요. Or 짜자자자잔, copying this for those of you who want to make a note of it. So 짠. So verb stem vowel. 다는 얘기 들었어요. And then 는다는 얘기 들었어요. So you have to see if something ends with a vowel or consonant if it's a verb, and if it's an adjective, that's very simple. Just use the dictionary form directly or use this form. Another example. So for example, did you hear that 침침이's 짜짜짜짜짠 침침이's so kind. Kind in Korean is 친절하다. Can you conjugate with one of these? 친절하다 is a kind, it's an adjective, right? So I'm using this. 다는 얘기 들었어요? 짠. 친절하다는 얘기 들었어요? Did you hear that? 침침이가 kind. 침침이가 친절하다는 얘기 들었어요? So If it's an adjective, please use this form. And if it's a verb, then you have to choose 다 or 는다. If the verb stem ends with vowel, then you use this form. 나는 얘기 들었어요. And if the verb stem ends with consonant, then you use 나는 얘기 들었어요. Okay, great. So we learned very, very important phrase today. 짜자잔. And I have a few more phrases which you can find our regular live page. 왜요? 왜요 means why. So or 예를 들면요. For example. So I prepared a lot, but again, we always don't have enough time. We only have the 30 minutes of the lesson. So if you want to learn more Korean with me, check out our regular live page. It's koreanclass101.com/live. And 더 이야기해주세요. Please tell me more. And 자세히 말해주세요. Please tell me in detail. And how have you been doing these days? 요새 어떻게 지냈어요? Okay, so today we learned lots of phrases that help you make the conversation going. When you have a conversation with Korean people, I hope these phrases are useful so you can have fun conversation with Korean people. Yay! Okay, great. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. And 안녕하세요 사랑신 and 제이하니. And also Junior, 안녕하세요, watching from Philippines, right? Hello world. And next week, of course, I'll be back with new Korean lesson at 1 p.m. in Korean time, 1 p.m. in Korean time every Thursday. And next week's topic will be interesting too. So please join it and let me check the topic. Let me see. Next topic is how to improve Korean with our free worksheets. That will be very useful. And special tip, we will give away some worksheets. So please don't forget this great opportunity. So let's see it next week. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Yes, we had amazing Valentine's Day. 코아티 감사합니다. Véronique, merci beaucoup. And Pallavi, ma'am, homework. See, our students are so enthusiastic about learning Korean. So if you want to do homework, enthusiastic Korean learners. Our homework. 짜자자자자자잔. Here you are. Could you let me know an interesting story or interesting thing in your life using this? Did you hear that? My country won a gold medal? Or using this grammar. 짠, this. Do you know that I'm not going to school tomorrow? Anything is okay. So please make a sentence using one of this grammar. 는 거 알아요? Or 다 는다는 얘기 들었어요? And leave a comment on YouTube and Facebook. On Korean Class 101, YouTube and Facebook. If you personally want me to check your homework, then 짠. This is my Instagram, so please tag me. If you don't tag me, I cannot see. And also, I don't check other social media like Facebook, Twitter, or other stuff. So I'll check the Instagram only if you tag me. And I apologize first because last week many people tagged my name, but I couldn't answer them. I couldn't repost their story or post because I bought the ebook reader recently. So I was reading the book and I forgot to check. I was reading lots of books and I forgot to check the Instagram. But this week I make sure to check everyone's Instagram story and posts that are tagged my account. So let me know. So 감사합니다. 다음 주에 봐요. So thank you very much and I'll see you next week. Bye bye. And 침침 bye bye. Bye.